We go. I do believe we're live. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on another conscious evolution, another opportunity for us to find ourselves present and give ourselves some time to consider why it is we have a will to create. Oh, I'm getting hearts already. Who's that? Who's sending me hearts? You sending me hearts right now? I'm feeling loved. I'm feeling loved. I promise you that. It's true. Thank you for joining, for sending some love already into the space. I can feel it. We have a will to create. Yeah, of course it's Jovan. I kind of knew it. Kind of knew it. But I feel even more affirmed in seeing your name here with me. I sure do love ya. And I sure do appreciate that we have the will to create. Right? I had like a whole moment today and just thinking about the things that I look up to. I was washing the dishes and Jovan, literally by her influence in my life, have made the act of washing dishes more enjoyable than it was before. Jovan has this quote that she said, and it's a mantra in her life, that wherever you go, do more dishes than you dirty. Right? And today, after eating breakfast, my sister made us breakfast. I washed the dishes. I listened to some music and I washed the dishes. And I still, I'm not the biggest fan of dishwashing, full disclosure. But I noticed that again today, in the act of washing the dishes, I felt more content. I extracted more joy from the act of washing dishes because of Jovan's influence in my life. And I thought about her and I thought about her saying of wash more dishes than you dirty. And it felt to me that in that moment, it was clear what it is that's important to me, right? Especially as it relates to the people we have in our lives, right? That there are so many people on planet Earth, a lot of them. And not all of them will be able to inspire you. Not all of them will be able to make you feel more. All right. And those that do, those that have the will to create alongside you, are important. And we need to hold onto them. Yes. That is the gist of today's stream. I put on some sunscreen just as I like started this. Literally, just as I started, I like put on some sunscreen while sitting here. I now carry sunscreen with me. Look at that. Yeah. Less excusimiosos because I already came and sat down and I was like, oh, I've done sunscreen. And then there was that part of me that's like, oh, it's too late now. And then I was like, no, bet your ass it's not. Sunscreen's right there. But I do think I got some of it in this left eyeball. So if you see me distracted, it's the sunscreen's fault. All of it. All right. No other fingers to point or blame to shifts. I'm trying to get this thing to load on this screen. I'm having trouble. I'm hoping that everything is stable on the live stream side. I don't even know if my aspect ratio is right. Chasing. Maybe I should check that out. If I go out and come back in, it might be. You need a big floppy sun hat. One that's too big. Like way too big. Protect your skin with comedy. Hi, you look cute. Thank you, Sandiso. I do 5 reps of being cute in the morning, and then I do 5 reps in the afternoon, and then 5 reps in the evening to stay cute. I like people keep bringing stuff like that into this space, and I still don't know how to handle it. I'm like still like, oh, okay, thank you. Anyway, I do like the whole idea of the big sombrero hat, big floppy sun hat, right? Where it's like this. Should be like a big old halo. Should like hang back of it is hanging like back there. Right? Hat like that. Maybe it'll be like super psychedelic, like a flower on the underside. I could go. He does those reps. and then writes about it in his Q journal. I don't do nearly enough writing in my Q journal, to be honest. I should be. I know that it is statistically, scientifically proven that if you do journal, you are more likely to have high quality of life, right? You're happier baseline, you're more content with where things are in your existence, what you have come to appreciate. I'm gonna come back in a second. I'm just gonna make sure that there's not wackiness with the aspect ratio because there probably will be. You're the third cutest guy I've seen this decade. Those are good numbers. In a decade, geez, I'd be happy to be top three. Oddish, Almighty, it's nice having you. I'm back in 1 second. 1 second, coming back. Here comes. Sure, that might have been 2 seconds, but we are back. Is the aspect ratio better? There was nothing wrong with it in the first place. I still don't know. I'm still trying to get things to load on this side. You friends will have to be my eyes and ears. And mods. I have some Girl Scout cookies in this shiny thingy. If I open it up, let's see. It's true. There is not many. Oh, yay! Things are starting to work on this side. Kinda. Aspect ratio seems fine to me. That's good. We like that. And then we're gonna bring ourselves back to discussing our will to create. Aspect ratio shop. Thank you. Thank you, shop. Yeah. As I say shop, I'm thinking like that symbol that you just sent, Joe, that's also a symbol for shop. And then when Joe is here, she asks me, I think it was about shop. She asked me, what does shop mean? Right? And I'm like, oh yeah, shop. It's like away. Which is also a word you don't use in America. And like shop or away is like it's like a confirmation. It's like a confirming or the acknowledgement of the other person, kind of like yes man, away man, shop man. So yeah, sharing is caring when it comes to cookies. It's true. If you were here next to me, I would give you cookies too. No doubt. My mom bakes cookies even. You're South African, right? Is so. Ek is. Is Suid-Afrikaner. Ek is hier gebore en ek is 'n Afrikaansprater. Is. Is die waarheid. Oddish Almighty. How about you? Is this supposed to be Girl Scout cookies? Ach, lekker man, yeah. That might be a giveaway that you're... Ach, lekker. The A is a giveaway that you might not be a South African. Weirdly, this thing gives me flavors of Grenadella. Am I getting Grenadella? Lekker. Ja, hierdie is lekker. Is waar. Baie lekker. I just telling me and you both, bro. I'm very grateful to have technologies, Googles, and autocorrects. Lekker means delicious, technically. Technically, lekker means delicious, but it's also a word we use almost like for enjoyment, right? When something is delicious, you enjoy it, but then that enjoyment of the nice thing, of the delicious thing, that is lekker almost, right? What are you smoking? I'm not smoking anything, technically. The big city. This thing is called a dry herb vaporizer, right? So if I extract from this little bowl, the rest of that is left, right? That is the amount, and that's what it looks like afterwards. You can see it's not blackened and full of carcinogens. because essentially what you're doing is you're just running extremely hot air over the top of those buds. And then with them, with that hot air that is, comes all of the medicine. So there's no smoke, there's only the evaporation of the oils. But Gulskar cookies through a Dynavap, if I'm going to answer you technically. You buy or grow that lettuce. This that I've just had was technically gifted alongside some that I bought. But I do, however, grow, and I have some left of my own. However, this time around, the plants that I had outside got decimated by seeds. So the plant that I have hanging essentially just became dry sift material. So I have a bunch of keef. I have a lot of keef. I have like months worth of keef. Right? Keef is the very fine powder that you get at the bottom of your grinder. I essentially got a bunch of that, like a bunch. Like it's like a month or 2 months. In other words, if you had to every day be vaping and slowly but surely little keef balls fall through your filter, and you had to do that for a whole month, I probably have even more than that, but yeah, it gives you an idea. I know you remember me. Yam Yam Burger, I do. I don't know if you're still 6 years old. I think you might be 7 now, but I do remember you. Whoa, it's summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. Happy solstice. Ah, so it's winter solstice here. I actually remember Martin telling me that he's moving to his new place during the winter solstice. He sent me something too. Moving to the farm. Ah, there's all of his stuff. There is Martin's things on a truck being taken to his new place. Send him good lucks. He sent me a video too, but that thing ain't loading. My web is bad. Safe travels, bro. Happy that your stuff is loaded. Hope that's most of it. Hope that it's only one truck going and that you get to settle down on that side. Sending you love and blessings, bro. Safe travels. Martin is gonna move to his new place. I'm happy for him. He sent me a song today as well. I'm 7 now. You see? Yam Yam Burger. I got memories. My memories be memorizing. You type well, Yam Yam. It's true. It's true. Now tell me your. I'm trying to like make one of those jokes where it goes like, oh, your Ninja Turtle name is your parents' credit card numbers, and your Ninja Turtle surname is the expiry date and numbers on the back. What's your Ninja Turtle name? I'm getting the death circle here. Oh, jeeps. I don't know if that fixed your death circle, but I sure do hope it did. I'm gonna try and move closer to where the Wi-Fi is. That might help as well, because we are at the mercy of signal strength. Alas. That's a shot, right? There's a cool shot. Be right back. I don't think it's level. No, not level at all. Hey, not even my seating is level. I'm sitting like this. I'm sitting like this right now. Jeeps. I don't know if I like that. No. I'll start like that at the very least. And then I think I'm gonna have to turn myself sideways just to have my butt on A level. Woo! It is winter solstice. It's definitely not hot out here. Well, you speak well too then. I use talk to type. Ah. That would make it easier. Kids do like the talk to type features. Yeah, when they talk to the AI, that's how they do it too, you know? They really like the verbal side. Mm. Mm. I can't even imagine. I do like to imagine what will become of our youngins if they have access to AI from a young age and they actually do engage meaningfully in a way where they want to learn and they want to expand their knowledge base. Being a 7-year-old in today's age is wild. Can you even imagine? Yam Yam doesn't have to imagine. Yam Yam is out here 7-year-old and the year 2025. You were 7 years old. That's so freaking crazy. Like you came into this world and smartphones were already a thing. You've never existed without a smartphone existing. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything, Yam Yam. You just have to significantly and ideally realize how wild it is to be where you are. And almost to like really take advantage of that. Maybe this is my own projection, but I imagine if I could go back and be a 7-year-old, if I had all of the knowledge I have right now, I'd probably be planet Earth's king. maybe not like that. Lovins, lovins to you, River. Nice having you here, friend. Sending you so much love, bro. Yeah, being 7 the year 2025. Hey, excuse me. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. By the time you're 18, robots walking the earth, robots being able to wash the dishes, being able to tell a robot to bake you a cake is going to be a thing. Like that's something that you will be able to be like, oh yeah, that's normal. Right? That's kind of what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's the will to create that I have right now. It's what's making me think. Because again, today's stream is about the will to create. And I'm 27, right? I have 2 decades. I haven't been on this planet 2 decades, longer than this other one. And in those 2 extra decades, my will to create hasn't gotten stunted, right? Quite the contrary. Cheers. Yeah, it was nice having you. Quite the contrary. In fact, the will to create only grows. But my will to create has directly been influenced, but by but what by what my world has been providing me or giving me as my possibilities, to say it in so many words. Have a great day indeed. Right, and then I imagine in my world when I was a 7-year-old, I knew how to use a computer at least, right? So I had that exposure. But again, I was a exception to the norm. Like most 7-year-olds when I was 7 didn't have access to computers. Even then, here in South Africa especially. Remembering things from my past. Remembering when I was a 7-year-old, even a 6-year-old, and one of my mom's friends bought her son a computer. And then I went to visit. And then he took me to his room. And then we could play on his computer. And I was like seething with jealousy. I was like, I wanted a computer too so bad. Even then, cut! You hear that? Cat's probably in heat again or something. So just absolutely screaming. Making me lose my mind slowly but surely. Taking a cheese grater to my brain. Area of effect. I am in the area of effect. Your spells do not work on me. Witch. All right. I am not distracted. I know exactly what I'm talking about. will to create. Mm. Our will to create as young people are directly influenced by what we kind of have as our building blocks. And it is interesting because I never really enjoyed using physical mediums, to say it in another way as well, right? Like the act of putting a piece of pencil on paper never never really brought me into this state of flow. Maybe it could have. Maybe I needed more practice. But it never was the thing I was drawn to. Pretty much nothing, allowed me the same level of fascination. And there is this weird question in me, right, that I've been kind of like going through in my own head. Oh man, a pencil is my weapon of choice. You see, like maybe it is a time spent of the medium thing, right? Like I literally, and like think about this, and I don't think I'm even like a little bit exaggerating. I literally knew how to use a computer before I knew how to use a pencil, right? Like no jokes, unironically. And I'm saying I knew how to use a computer kind of liberally. In other words, I knew how to take it from being completely turned off in a workroom, logging into the user interface, navigating the user interface to either play pinball or listen to music and enable the graphic user interface, kind of like self-generated, media, or the games. I knew how to install games. I could do stuff like that as well. By the age of like five or six, we were still living in Rustenburg at that time. So before we moved to Groblersdal. So before I was 7 years old, right? Before I was even in like a classroom practicing how to actually write things, like navigating a computer was already easier to me. And again, like the reason I'm sharing all of this context is not from a place of like, oh, I'm so great. No, very much from a place of what made me the way I am, what shaped my will to create to the point that it is right now. And then imagining, and it is mostly imagination, what it has done to me, right? And I'm not necessarily saying that it's only been good. I think that's also something that I want to caveat. Because of my love for technology and my want for my interface with it to be high bandwidth enough so I can recreate the imagery I have in my mind more true to what it is I'm seeing inside than I can with a piece of paper and a pencil, right? I am almost unwilling to even touch the piece of pencil, piece of paper and pencil because of that. It's like the pen is mightier than the computer. You see, Prairie Wolf, like you see, and a part of me almost believes that, right? Like I'm not in disagreement with that, but, but, and this is the but. It's like my will to create. I want to say has standards or is a snob, right? Like I really enjoy creating in the 3D space, for example. But I've never had a pair of 3D goggles. So even though I have messed around with Blender and I've built some things in Blender, there is still this level of disconnect where I'm not actually building the things in 3D with my own form, right? I'm not using my hands, I'm using an interface to manipulate objects, and then I'm manipulating those objects into place, right? From a distance in a 3D space. And then because of that, there's malalignment and stuff like that instead of it being where it's supposed to be because you can see. So I'm really looking forward, let's just say that, to create more. My will to create is patient as well. Zane Allen Bauer Zane Allen Bauer. I could see a Allen there. I have a friend that's an Allen as well, but I don't know if his first name is Zane. If it is, that's pretty sick. Zane is a cool name. Bless you, friend. It's nice having you here too. The pirated Adobe Photoshop. I pirated Adobe Photoshop before I was 10 years old. But I journaled and drew with a mechanical pencil, so much more. It's cathartic. Yeah, like I haven't spent that much time doing that. Right? And it's one of those things that's almost like an insecurity in me where I do consider myself an artist, but I definitely am not a conventional one. To the point where I don't even know if I'm doing it on purpose or I'm questioning if I am. In other words, uh, am I not becoming a good conventional artist on purpose? Right? That seems contrived. Seems a little bit contrived. In other words, what I'm saying is, will the act of sitting down and actually learn how to properly draw, how to properly shade, how to properly do human proportions, how to draw what I see in the world onto a piece of paper. And I have some practice in that, and I'm fine. I like the best I've done that I was like really chuffed with was a bee. I took a picture of a bee and then I drew that bee on a piece of paper and I was like, those proportions look correct to me, right? I felt a sense of satisfaction in doing that. But at the same time, after the bee existed on the digital plane, because I drew it on a digital plane as well, not on a piece of paper actually. The next step was kind of like again the learning how to shade and the learning how to put color down along shading as well. Like all of that is almost like beyond me. It's like I don't have access to any of those skills inside myself. And I don't know why it is that's okay to me. Let me just say it in that way, right? I have a will to create beautiful things, but I almost don't have the will to learn how to do art the traditional way, right? And it has this thing to do, like again, right? Like the way that art is made with like hands and a canvas, for example, or hands of a paper. Stay away from art school. Like strange you say that, Prairie Wolf. A part of me even wanted to go to art school just to actually get that experience, right? But again, and this is where I'm like trying to like make some sense out of this whole thing that we're talking about. In myself, I have this intuition almost. The reason it is so hard to learn all of the skills to actually put a piece of art on a canvas is because you're accounting for the viewer and for their perception of the real world. Which means that when you're making a work of art, you have to be aware of what the real world looks like. And you have to be aware that someone in the real world is going to look at your art, knowing that they know what the real world looks like as well. Right? And in that, there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of understanding, theory to understand about the shapes of things, about the way that those shapes interact with other shapes, about the way that those shapes interact with light, about the way that shadow is cast on those shapes. Uh, and now how about and about how shadows are cast on other shapes from shapes, right? Like all of that stuff, all of that understanding is something that you intrinsically have. Were you good at art? Never. Technically, maybe always, but also at the same time, never. Right? It is this thing where like you have to understand so much about the world, and you do understand all of those things about the world when you're looking at a work of art, and all of that understanding is almost a thing that you weigh against your work. It's like, because of all of these reasons, because of the way the shade is falling, because of the amount of light sources it seems this scene has, because of the smoothness of this transition, it's good art, right? And I feel the way that I want to create art doesn't have those same kind of limitations. One, I don't want to make things you've seen before. I feel like that's almost like one of the big things. Like maybe I'll use themes you've seen before, but ideally, when you look at something that I've made, you should be dumbfounded. Uh, what's that specific word? Discombobulated. I like that one. You should be absolutely like, whoa, what am I? Let me do like a little bit of a, what am I looking at? That's what I want my art to be, right? And in that way, I can like, the way I imagine that happening is like, one, the flowers kind of have that intricacy. You probably haven't seen something like that in the real world before. But then the 3D art that I want to make, I want it to be something in a space, right? Maybe there will be psychedelic background, almost like softening, softly holding this thing that you're looking at. And then you should be able to walk into the space, right? And look at this thing from a bunch of different angles. Walk around it, see what you can see. Almost like, again, the like mimicking, respecting, leaning in towards the way that nature makes art. And for me, that is like looking at the beauty of the way that vines grow up the side of a wall, or like the way a crystal looks. If you've really been in a very mindful and like spirited state where you just spend time with a crystal and you really appreciate the way it looks and the way that the protrusions of crystals in one direction or another, or the textures or the colors like interact with each other, there's a certain art to just the simplicity of something being. And I would love to make art that has that same quality to it as well eventually. Morning, folks! Well, I slept in super late, and here you are, present with us, Sam. It's nice having you. Yeah, that is something my sister struggled with. She wasn't really a creative person, but she was so good at art. That's an interesting one, Zane. Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm the opposite. Like, I think I'm a creative person, but I don't think I'm very good at art yet, at the very least. I feel like I can always get better. Is there a freaking bug on my face? I definitely did feel something hit me, but it felt like it was still moving. Let's see if this thing is going to refresh. Would I be so lucky as to get comments again? Yeah. I loved art school, but it definitely has taken me down a fractal. See detail that typically goes unseen and unconsidered, elements and principles of design, tones and hues and color theory in terms of numbers, why certain colors seem to compete and why others harmonize. And you see, I would love to know all of that stuff. A part of me, Xiao, would love to know all of that stuff. And a other part of me likes that I don't, because that means that I make art that potentially breaks the rules. And I'm all about breaking the rules, you know. Yandere, I like it though. I don't like doing things the way that other people have already made it. I make 3D wall art from old circuit boards with green Christmas lights behind it. Looks matrixy. Prairie wolf? You have any photos of that? Are you on the Discord? That sounds sick. I would love to see something like that. There's Sam. So much love. Oh, don't worry about it. It's life. Oh yeah, I'm so fine with that, you know. Mojo being here. Don't be bad mouthing your art. I want my melt piece to be worth millions someday. It will, Mojo. It will. It will be worth millions someday. I actually believe this. All right. This is my own hubris, but I do believe this. But I don't know if my art is going to become worth millions just because of my art, if that makes any sense. I feel like it's going to be this, like, again, a grandness. We're going to have to like add more and more layers of grand to the point where just the fact that the flowers were attached means that they're now something that's worth something. Now they're valuable by extension. All right. What I mean with like bad mouthing my art, if anything, it's more the fact that I want to make more. All right. I want to be able to make more. Again, Today's stream topic is about the will to create, right? There's something in you that has this will. It's like, I will create more. I will, right? And that part of me feels like despite all I've created, there's still more will. And I don't know if there will ever not be. All right. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that is a good thing. I do want to make fantastical pieces. All right. I'm sure if I don't manage to find someone here in South Africa that's actually willing to properly commission me to make a fantastical piece, America will be the place where I find someone that is willing. I do have a plan to reach out to someone that I do know has more money, but I will have to like actually get on it, you know, do some pushing from my side. I print stuff on clothes for my own shop. Nice. Do you do like silk printing or do you use a machine? And also, I do totally grandma cottage core stuff too. Grandma cottage core. Yes, of course. I know what that means. Do you make small little grandma cottages? Is your cottage small and grandma like? I'm so confused. Hey, bro, how are you? I'm doing good, Yandrai. I'm feeling a little bit cold. It's definitely winter solstice right now, but I'm fine. I'm fine. The wind is just like cutting through my bones a little bit. Mm, it's all about music and other stuff. The clothes that you print, nice. I'm happy that you're laughing, crying at me being confused. I print with a machine, cool. Jovan, have you dropped one of those pictures into the Discord yet? I don't know if she sent one in the Discord, Sam, but now that you have opened that channel, Sam, I haven't yet. I wanted to send them to you first. Hey, Anna. Uh, I'll show you. Do you? Can I? Should I? Should I show the photo of you and Sam? So, Jovan and Sam got to meet. Yeah. I'm looking at them right now. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, friends. Nice having you. I'm looking at them right now. I'm seeing with my eyeballs Jovan and Sam being all happy. Jovan on her drive to the wedding venue that she went to, drove through Sam's town, and they actually met up and connected a bit. Isn't that nice? Isn't that so freaking wholesome? I sure do, Boris. So, getting to meet some friends in the real world. Bless you, Jasmine. It's nice having you. Melt, you can show. I haven't gotten confirmation from Sam yet. Like, I know you'd be super fine, but Sam's the one that I'm scared of a little bit. Just like 50% scared. Just like a little, just like the healthy amount of scared. The right amount of scared of Sam. And Sam, I can hear her being like, yeah, yeah. Yes, you can show me. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Sam. I'm going to get the little last bits of these Girl Scout cookies up and inside this Dynavapus. It's so flattering that you're scared of me. You see, I saw it. I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. I knew you would be flattered, Sam. That's why I'm pretending to be scared of you. Monday is my last day in East London for a month. You like East London? Is that bittersweet, Zane? You having to go out of East London? I'm guessing you're coming back after a month because I'm going to Australia. That's cool. You going on vacation? What you going for? Do let us know. And while you're typing, I'll show the picture of Sam and Jovan meeting one another. I think Jovan has some of the highest scores of actually meeting our friends in the real world. There they be. I walked away from my Sam hug session like, wow, that woman carries herself like a queen. Oh, that's so wholesome. Yeah. Javan meeting the people in the worlds, right? You've met, you've met Joy. Have you met Joy? Joy has met Ryan. Javan has met Ryan too. I know Uncle Becky has met Kyle, good old Toast Malost, and Gabbity Goo. Trying to think, has Loizana met if anyone yet? Tropic Neptune. Is one of them your wife? Yeah, actually, Zane. To be. One of them is my wife to be. Not just yet, but we're getting there. Slowly but surely, Zane. You get to be a part of the lore. I am betrothed. The one just above you with the black and white thumbnail as a profile picture. They look like how I'd expect MeltMore viewers to look. That's wholesome. Yeah. People that love one another. Two lovelies. That is wholesome. Yeah. Where is Kobe? He's chewing a bone on the inside of the house. On the inside of the house. Goodbye, guys. It was nice having you here, Zane. Blessings on your travel. Yeah. I just heard my dad go outside of that bone, and that can only be Kobe. So he's inside right now. If you also would like to give great hugs, familiarize yourself with the Hasta Banda in the palm of the hand. Can you give me some tips? I would like some tips. Help if you help familiarize me, please. And thank yous. The hands are places for energy to gather as well. I'm imagining that's what she means, that when you hug the other person, you place your hands in your energy centers mindfully or something. I think I give good hugs. Only Jovan in this space have received hugs from me, though. You'll have to confirm, Jean. Could I give better hugs? I wonder how to. How would I go about giving better hugs? And then Sam tells me how right now. Hope you guys had a great rest of your day. Safe travel, Zane. Bless. Have a good day, Zane. Jasmine sending love as well. Hey, we got Zano here too. Sending you love, Zano. Open up your hand like you're standing, like you're starting to pick up a watermelon with just one hand. Like that. Right, this is like too wide, I guess. That's like more like watermelon and gripping. Spread the fingers until your palms cup. So I am right about that little right. That looks pretty cuppeth. Now your hasta banda is engaged. Step 2 is engage hasta banda during a hug and apply the energetic lock to the spine. You're like hasta bandaing their spine with both hands when you're hugging them. Okay. I've never hasta bandan someone's spine. You know, I'm just imagining me like going in for a hug and going like, I'm gonna hasta banda your spine, and then them running as fast as they can away from me. No, please, please don't hasta banda my spine. Is like, come here, get your spine hasta banda. I don't know. I shouldn't be making a joke. I just The things we call things crack me up sometimes. I know bandas, like you have a bunch of bandas, almost like locks in your bodies, and you can engage your bandas. And the name before the banda is like, this is like the hasta one. I'm guessing. I'm probably guessing with information, but that's basically the way it works. And hasta does kind of sound like hand. Pandas? Hasta panda. Oh, I saw a piece of grass fall in here and it's eluding me. Evasive little piece of grass it is. So quick at running. I'm gonna have to trust that I have gotten it. Can I be your friend? I'll have to subscribe to the friend package. 1,000 daras. I am of course joking. I please. Now you have me feeling bad, Yandre. 2,000 daras. So I call all of the people that join me in this space friends. The word friend to me means someone you want to walk side by side with, right? And in that way, I do believe all of us are walking in this life side by side, and we are showing up in this space, this technological space, right? So I'm probably on a cell phone right now, more likely than not, and in that way, you can put me right in your pocket while you're walking. So I'm literally walking side by side with you. So in that way, we are friends. This guy is off some mushrooms, bro. That's such a compliment. Yay. Chemo Goblin. That's a weird username. Kind of, I don't know if that's funny. Chemo is pretty loaded with emotion. Chemo Goblin. I think adding Goblin to anything makes it like at least 10% funnier. So I'll give you that. And I do, unironically, do take it as a massive compliment that you think I'm on mushrooms right now. I haven't actually taken mushrooms themselves in a fair bit of time. They do make me very introspective, right? Maybe even too much for what this space would allow, right? I would actually probably end up being more quiet than I would feel comfortable with. Where it would have happened, like I would go quiet and then I would think about like, oh my goodness, there's so much stuff happening inside me. And then I would like feel bad about not saying anything. And I would like, how about this stuff? And then I'd probably share and maybe even overshare, and then find within sharing that there's more in me than I knew. And maybe even in sharing, I discover what that means to me in that moment. And then I'll go back into a state of thinking. And then I'll probably say something again. Right. But I haven't. I haven't actually done that. We've wrestled with some lions before in this space, but never the meerkats. The meerkats are feisty, bro. They like to dig tunnels. At least the lions, are big and rowdy out here in the world. However, the meerkats, oh goodness, they know when danger is coming. I don't know if any of this is making sense. It's probably not, but good. It's not supposed to. I am trying to speak in a way where algorithms. You have to be a person to understand what I'm saying. You have to be a person informed with what it is I might be talking about to even try to comprehend. And yet here you are comprehending, aren't you? Look at you, smart as a bug. No, 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 no. I have The Last of Us, the game. I've heard good things about the first one. I saw that people lost their minds, I think, about the second one. And then I think I watched the first episode when it aired of the seasons that came out. And then I never watched another episode after that. And I think now again, the last season of the show aired as well, or episode of the last season aired as well, and people were again losing their minds about that. So yeah, Last of Us wasn't really on my radar as much. You like it? What is it about? Zombies, essentially. That's me like being very, very derogatory. Like it's about more than that, but it's especially zombies, especially like almost the spores. It's like, I think it's like fungal zombies. Like there's a type of cordyceps mushroom that mutated and then it infected human beings. And then the longer that mushroom is in you, the more you mutate or like become zombie esque. Yes, I know. Yeah. Yeah. What is it about? Are you asking me? Yeah, you're the one that has the game. Maybe that's where the confusion happened. Another zombie enthusiast. and, enthusiast. There we go. For some reason, that word escaped me for a second. I played a little bit of Dying Light. That's also a zombie game. But I enjoyed the crafter aspect of it, that I could make my own weapons. That's the part of it that drew me. But I never completed that game either. The only game, is this true? Let me just check. Okay, not exactly true. Let me check more. Okay, it's like less true than I thought. The only game recently, right? Like I finished the Portal games, but the only recent game that I finished playing was The Witcher 3. And I mean like literally that's the only game I finished playing in the last 7 years. I think technically I finished playing Cyberpunk, but I think there's still more stuff to do. And I think there's new DLCs as well, so it's not technically done. Like I played the DLCs for The Witcher 3 too. Like I finished that game, like actually finished that game. And it is one of those things, like games are hard to do very well. So was Brokeback Mountain. What? Last of Us was filmed in my hometown. Nice. Must have beautiful scenery in that case. It's a cool game. Sangha tomorrow. Jobo, what time? I think she did. Did she? I remember there being like a list of all of the times and all of the people that, all of the states in which the times are, found. Meltmore, the human capture. I feel like I'm missing context. But I do like it. Authenticate, authenticating. Completely so. So no, it's a cool game. Last of Us was filmed. Let's again. I finished The Witcher 3 too. So fun. Really, really fun game. Like the storytelling. Again, it's such a beautiful story. Usually, like if the storytelling is not ace, I'm like, okay, I'm not really willing to suffer more to see. All right, like the level of suffer I have to suffer for you to continue telling the story, I don't care anymore. And The Witcher 3 had the exact right of suffer to continue telling the story, like the exact right amount, perfect amount of suffer to story, while at the same time making you feel powerful for suffering. All right, very good game, very very well made. Sam, I originally said 3-ish, but I think I'm gonna be on the road. I'm willing to jump in on the road, but I'm even more willing to jump in late from my home around 9 p.m., 8 p.m. your time. What you think? Could be a little bit more doable for most people as well, where might not be in their Sunday, where they might be doing something. You friends checking in, making sure that you connect. What a nice stream this has been. I've been having fun. My will to create another stream has begotten everything you see in front of you. 55 minutes of something instead of nothing. It's not perfect. It's not polished, but it's mine. It is me. I do want to do more, really. And I think I will. I think it's a matter of time until technology catches up with what I want to do. And I'm not even wanting that much from my technology either. It's just a matter of integration. All of the things that our technology can do right now should be doable by all of our technology, if you catch my drift. It's like the calculator thing, right? Uh, at one point in my life, I lived on that earth where my teacher berated me for using a calculator in class because you're not going to carry a calculator with you one day. And now, guess what, teacher? Yes, I do. Every single person on planet Earth has a calculator on them at all times, right? Because our computers can do that. I think this thing has a calculator on it, right? Like we kind of expect that of our calculators, but there's a bunch of other things that our computers can do as well. But not all of those functions are available to all of us through all of our computers. And I feel it's going to take a few more years until we get to that point, right? Like all of the stuff that I would like to, for instance, be able to add to this space, if I so chose to, right? Being able to do that with my voice in an intelligent way where my devices understand what it is I'm talking about and they can create into this digital space that is being actively created, open a tab kind of vibes, expand this space, make myself smaller, give you more room to create within. I can paint you a little picture, I can close that picture up again, come back into this space as it's been, right? Like I would like to be able to do all of that stuff vocally. And I don't know if that is longer than 5 years away, but there will be change. Guess who's back? Zane. All the way in Australia already. Jeebs. You must have some teleportation powers. Can I have some, please? It is up to you, my dear. A 9 p.m. Sangha allows participants to reflect on the whole weekend and to go to bed feeling anything other than abject rage. And go to bed feeling anything other than abject rage. I like it. Let's again, this is true. Yeah. Getting to almost like touch on that part of ourselves that seeks community as well. It is important what we're doing right now. Having moments like this with people. I think that's one of the kind of like disconnects that I feel a little bit as well is that in some ways I feel this space is misunderstood by the internet, right? Where the internet as it is right now is this ceaseless hyper entertainment, right? Where it's like you're trying to get to a point. You click on a video title, you get hooked by the start of the video, and then you stay there for the allocated amount of time. And then after that amount of time, you absorbed the information that there was. Where for me, this space is an act of co creation, right? Again, is a will to create. Every single one of you are given the same chance, given the same opportunity to act on your will to create. And then you can do that by choosing to say words, choosing to donate money, choosing to subscribe, choosing to become a Patreon supporter, choosing to join one of my yoga classes, choosing to come all the way to a Sangha, right? And the only limitation is your will as it relates to this space and the amount of power you want to add to it. And I want people to feel that. I want people to be able to notice how powerful they are to influence a life, right? And I am but one. of those lives, and I can teach that through mine. I like that, Sam. Let's plan for a weekend wind down. Bless. Zane is back. Tell a friend. Is it just me? Or when cats sleep, you say, I wish I was a cat. It does have that energy, right? Like I was like watching one of my cats sleeping as well as I was getting into my yoga. And by the time I was finishing my yoga, he was still sleeping in the exact same pose where he was like super curled in to himself, where he just looked like a little bun of comfy. And I was like, cats have something figured out. You can believe that. I think I'd honestly rather be a bird, like a fierce one, like a peregrine falcon. I can see you as a feisty falcon. Yeah, falcons are kind of cool, right? Like for me, the coolest part of falcon being is that whole diving. We're coming from the sky, just like, poof, like I become bullet. I go fast. I go fast in direction. It's pretty hardcore. Cats are so entitled. Yeah, very much so. I feel like it's not only the entitlement for me, it's the thankless entitlement, right? It's this expected entitlement. Like, yeah, maybe that is what entitlement is, right? This, but when it's like, yeah, give me everything, and also spits on you, then it's like a little bit like, no, I don't know if I like that anymore. Same story here. I feel ya. Our new kitten is so naughty, but when it sleeps, it just rolls up and closes its eyes. Yeah, suddenly peace. The little terror is asleep. The little monster takes a nap before it wakes up to another day of murder. Murder, murder, murder. Mermaider, mermaid. Suddenly freaking Mechalocalypse takes over my brains. Religious browbeating is not allowed here. We don't let the CrossFit people spread their religion here either. So don't feel singled out, man. Yeah. Yeah. It's just again, it's like, what am I saying? It's like, how do you know? The truth is not browbeating. Yeah. Yeah, like again, I don't know if it might. Maybe that's what triggered you, AI. Or L. L, I like L more. L, my rules for this space. The first rule is love is true, right? And my dad also has like a little bit of like a, when he hears that, he goes, no, actually, this other thing is true, right? And then he usually says stuff that you say, kind of vibes. It's just love and sharing the good word. No put downs. Love you all. Love you too, dear friend. Love you too. Love is true. I do believe that. That's like my core fundamental assumption. I almost want to say that's what I assume about the world and reality around me. That love is true. Oh, you can definitely browbeat with truth. I'm sometimes guilty of that, at being a truth browbeater. All right, admittedly, but I usually don't do so with vicious intent. Like I did actually go and like read up what browbeating meant recently, right? And I feel like it is a little bit more harsh than we give it. I'm gonna stop this stick quickly. It's a little bit more harsh than we usually do it with, right? The definition that is. Define browbeating. Browbeating. Intimidate someone, typically in doing something with stern or abusive words. You see, like the actual definition is a little bit more aggressive than we end up doing. Like we might not be trying to intimidate, or we might not typically be doing it with stern or abusive words, but we're doing it again from this perch, right? It's like this assumption of truth and that you are the bearer of good news. It's like we live on planet Earth. We've been exposed to Christianity a bunch, right? Like it's not like we're bringing the good news. It's like we've had the good news, right, then things are still bad, right? Like one of God's countries is literally at a war right now because of their actions. All right, so clearly religion doesn't beget a good decision making. It's more just a matter of like another layer of complexity that helps with deflection and reflection of energies. You inspired me to dance like nobody's watching the other day. Today you're inspiring me to reflect on this rainy day. Bless Prairie Wolf. I am so happy to inspire. I don't know if you know, but in uh, one of the books that I've read, I think it's in the 93 ways to make friends and influence people or something like that. One of the biggest things it says people love hearing is that they are an inspiration in one way or another. And upon reading that, it makes me aware of stuff like that. And then it makes me aware of my awareness, like you saying, you've been inspired by me to dance. And I am super stoked about that. But I'm stoked about it, not about myself, but very much about you. Like the joy and I know the health that comes from dancing, right? Like it's good for your body. Just imagining you unlocking that experience. Jesus didn't demand worship. He wanted us not to be dicks to each other. This is true. To treat each other like we wanted to be treated. We have free will, so we can do what we want. Yes, but there is only one truth, and it's amazing and beautiful, and the definition of agape love. We have had a lot of false prophets also, and Jesus is not represented by religion. Bye, guys. Cheers, Zane. I feel your friend. It was nice having you. There's a mosquito seeking me blood. Might not find you guys again. You can subscribe. We'll be here. I show up every single day. The truth of how much He loves us is this: our Heavenly Father did not stop with just His Son. He kept sending His sons until all His children heard them. Many truths, one path. Yeah, I do believe this too, right? Christ consciousness, if you've ever heard that terminology, I believe is when God becomes embodied as a consciousness in a person, right? And there is an understanding of that connectedness. That is Christ consciousness. And in that way, every single one of us are that. And the only thing limiting us from our own Christ consciousness is the complete admittance of what we are, one with everything, right? And again, like we've gone through that journey in this stream. We've been there. We don't talk about that much because, again, it is a personal journey where you're like, oh, I realize who I am and what I am. And then you figure out a way to be in the world. Ram Dass's own brother, all right, had that Christ consciousness experience as well and came to the conclusion that he was the new Jesus kind of vibes. He was God. And Ram Dass was like, yeah, and me too. And then he would go, no, no, not like that. Not you, actually. Me. Right? And as soon as that arises, and again, that experience of now actually just me, not you, actually just me, is the exact same energy as no, not you, but that God, right? Or wherever you point, wherever you think God is, up there, right? Again, it's this separation from the truth, right? Talking about the truth, right? And that is the truth that, Jesus taught too. There is no separation. The I am truth, right? Zane, give a sub and you might find us again. We'll say hello and give you internet hugs. I'm back, said hi, hey Yam Yam. Okay, then see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, friend. Love is true. This we can certainly agree. It's true. Yeah, at least that's biblical as well, which double helps. I'm bored right now. Bye. As the checks out, being 7 comes with a lot of being bored. especially when adults are having conversations. Ah, conversationing. Oh, you just hear poor child brain sighing in disagreement. Conversations. I remember at one point in my whoa. No, it's fine. I think it's fine. Did I? I better not have. No, I did not forget to upload my flower yesterday. It was just not in the right folder. Tisk tisk. Go and live in your new home. There we go. Free. There is no God but Allah. Hey Bethany, hey friend. We were just talking about Uncle Becky as well in this space. Talked about Gabby Goo. Talked about Kyle too. Toast and Malosts. And talked about you friends and the fact that you had met them. Sam, our beloved friend in the space, got to meet Jovan just recently, Auntie. It's nice having you here with us. Sharing some pretties with you. I really like this little shapey. This is the little shapey that I almost like want to showcase. And the way this little piece here, that piece right there is almost like what made this whole flower worth it for me. Alrighty, now I shall read. Practice me rhythm skills. Make it real. It's Miles. Oh, it's Miles on the phone right now. Hey, Miles. What do you think of the flower, bro? It's nice having you here too. Miles, yeah, sweet. You did get to meet Gabby Goo and Kyle too, though, right? So still checks out. Free. A sky daddy is a sky daddy. Be good because you're human, not because he's gonna spank you if you're not. Yeah, I like that. Exactly. Being good feels nice. My mom is here. Tell her hi for us as well, Miles. It's nice having you here, dear friend. One more time. Look at flowers, and then I'll read you something. It's called Make It Real. Feel it. Think it. Cool. But do. That's the only way it's true. Not just plans or late night schemes, but steps that wake your sleeping dreams. Write the line, send the text, clean the space, start what's next. Fall behind? No big deal. Try again. We make it real. Show up raw, maybe late, still counts more than some days wait. Tiny moves turn tides around, magic lives where feet touch ground. Less what ifs, more let's try. Let's make it real by saying, I deserve this life. I appreciate you, friends. I do. We do deserve the good life. It's true. And every day we show up for that love that is true, that life that is loving. The closer and closer we get to it. If I go back and look at all of my journal entries of what I wanted my reality to become, we are living in that reality right now. And I am happy to be here with you, friends. It is a pleasure. Prickle mosquito. It is a pleasure being in these moments with you. I'll see you, friends, again soon. Tomorrow. Thank you for being here today. Goodbye, everybody. Do you shave your armpits? Find out tomorrow. On the next episode of Melter, does he shave his armpits? Find out next time.